Monaco TV.
Hi guys, look what's here. It's the summer 2015 collection from Artistic Color Gloss. I know I've said this quite a few times recently, but this is by far my favorite collection to come out in recent memory. I think Artistic have really outdone themselves this time with 6 amazing, really bright colors that are going to look so good in so many ways. The box that they come into turns into a stand, so if you buy the entire collection, you're going to have a really cute way to display them. Artistic have been doing this for a while now, and my clients are now sort of well trained enough to know that those are the brand new colors. That stand is what they're looking out for when it turns up on our display shelf. So you just take the colors out and then they sit back into the little holes in the tip, and that top of the box will sit back nicely and display the images for the collection. So these are the swatched colors. They are to die for. They are absolutely stunning. I don't know what's going on with the balance of the light on my camera. I'm not too sure what to do about it, but the purple is a lot brighter than that. The first color that we have is Alpha Female. I've put this one first because I have to say it's probably the most similar to what else we have available in Color Gloss range. So this is the first coat going on. It's very thin. It's really nice to apply. You get a decent amount of coverage. You can see here what it's like to put it on my lovely friend Megan as well. So very thin, but I have to say that what was happening maybe last year with Color Gloss, with some of the colors were a little thick and a little harder to apply. The last few collections, they're really going on so nicely. They apply really thin, but they do still have quite a good coverage. You can see here with my second coat on both the swatch and on Megan that you do get a really nice coverage from the second coat. You don't have to worry about a third one at all. The Color Gloss color it's most similar to would be Impulse. Impulse isn't even that old. It hasn't been out that long. It's number 140, and we're only in the 60s, 160s now, so it's not that long ago, and it is quite similar. I have to say Impulse probably has slightly more opaque coverage than Alpha Female does. I think there's pros and cons though. Alpha Female, like I said, is just a dream to apply. It's so easy. You can see them both here. So the one on the right is Alpha Female and the one on the left is Impulse. So a slight difference in tone, but quite similar. There's also Wham, which is from quite early on in the Color Gloss range, number 55. It's a bit deeper than the other ones. It's a slightly different hue, so it is a bit different. I would say if you're on a tight budget or you're just starting out, you probably only need one of these blues in your collection. I would say of the three, my choice would be Impulse, followed by Alpha Female, followed by Wham. I think that Impulse just has that little bit better coverage, and Alpha Female though is probably my favorite of the actual color tones out of the three. Okay, next up we have my favorite color from the collection. This is Hear Me Roar. I have to apologize for the color balance. I'm going to do the best in editing to try and fix this, but it's actually a really bright neon purple. It's so good. I'll try and swatch it better for you before I post this. The first coat going on, you will see, is very thin. So this is probably the thinnest of the 6 colors in the collection. The second coat looks really great on the swatch. I suppose the thing is though that with thin layers and thin pigment you get a perfect cure every single time. So the first layer you will see, like I said, it is really thin, but it does come out a beautiful color in the end, and I've had no issues with curing. So when it comes to my model Megan, you will see that Hear Me Roar is the only one of the 6 colors that I actually do a third coat on. Artistic have always said that the colors are designed to be put on with 2 coats, so if it's a little sheer after the second coat, it's sort of what they intended. It's supposed to be a semi-sheer color, but I definitely think that Hear Me Roar looked a lot better with a third coat. When I first saw Hear Me Roar, I sort of thought it looked a bit like Psyched, which was from the Neon collection quite early on. When I swatched Psyched next to Hear Me Roar. They're actually really different. I always thought that Psyched was a neon purple, and so when I saw Hear Me Roar and I thought, yep, that's a neon purple as well, I was sort of put off. I thought they might be really similar. When you put them together, Hear Me Roar is neon purple. Psyched now looks really pink. So here they are next to each other. You've got Hear Me Roar on the left and Psyched is on the right there. Okay, next up is Monkey Business, my favorite color and favorite name of all time. I love this color. It's so bright and definitely brighter than anything we've seen from Color Gloss so far. Here's what it looks like with the first coat going onto a swatch. It's not as thin as the first two that I swatched. It does have better coverage. And the second coat makes it completely opaque. On a client, you see a little more of the peachy tone of their nail underneath the first coat, but again, that second coat, totally opaque. You don't have any issues with two coats in this color, and it's still thin enough that you won't have any issues curing either. The color it's closest to is Wild. Wild is that little bit brighter than Flawless, but Monkey Business takes it to a whole new level. The other difference is that Wild is a little thicker to apply, so for those of you that have struggled applying pastels, it'll be trickier for you to do. But Monkey Business is so thin and so delicious to apply, you won't have any issues at all. This is Monkey Business on the right, and this is Wild on the left, so you can see the difference. By far the most popular color in my experience so far is the Devil Wears Nada. This is a bright pink with mid-tones that is very different to anything we've seen from Color Gloss so far. I think this definitely fills a gap in the collection. This is a gorgeous candy shade, with two coats definitely being enough to create an opaque look. I have done a little bit of nail art with this as well. It did polka dots really easily showing up over a dark background, so lots of pigment in this one. You can see in the first coat on Megan that you could even wear it just like that for a really soft feminine pink, but with the second coat it's just amazing. The first 3 clients that I saw after this collection arrived all chose this color, so it's going to be super popular in salon. Okay, next up we have Tiki My Fancy, and it is amazing. It's the closest thing we have to a neon blue. The first coat goes on really nicely, the second coat makes it completely opaque. It is to die for. I think Tiki My Fancy might be in the running for favorite color after all. I've used it in a full set and it did look absolutely incredible. It really had great coverage, it cured really well, and it has proven to be color stable. Last but not least is Forbidden Fruit. I'm not sure whether to call it an orange based red or a really dark orange. It's somewhere in the middle, not a fire engine red by any means, definitely has that orange tone, but it's really dark, so some red wearers might prefer it or go for it for a bit of a change. Coverage again is really good. This whole collection is just spot on. I think 2 coats make it perfectly opaque, and again, no curing issues, no stability issues. It's really thin and easy to paint with. I love it. With each collection this year, Artistic have released a little piece of nail art. We've had foil, we've had crystals, and now we have these really cool gold decals. So they're quite 3D looking actually. They're a lot thicker than a sticker. They're a lot more metallic. And there's a number of different designs on the sheet, so something for everyone. These are really cool. I messed with a couple of different ways to put them on, and the way I found best was to first cut the piece to size. It didn't have to be exact. I did end up cutting this one later. I took the white paper off the back but left the protective plastic on top, and that way I was able to press down on it with my finger and then with a soft pusher without affecting the inhibition layer of my colour gloss. So I'm putting it into the inhibition layer. This is a cured layer of gel polish, so it has cured for 30 seconds and then it's left with a sticky layer of residue, and that's what I'm pressing the decal into. The decal is also sticky itself, so together those two things seem to work. Once I was happy that it was stuck, I peeled away the plastic backing, and then I used correction gel to just go over the decal itself. Not the whole nail, just the decal. Cured that for 30 seconds, And because this was the first time I'd done it this way, I was a little bit nervous and I did 2 coats of correction gel. We cured both coats for 30 seconds and I would say I was quite liberal. I haven't tried this again yet, we only just got this collection, so I haven't done a lot of work with it, but I did try a few different methods for sticking them on, and so far so good with this one. After 2 coats of correction gel had cured, I just put glossing gel over the top and cured that. And the design is still going strong. So 6 amazing bright colours that really do fill the gaps of the Artistic Colour Gloss collection. No real double ups here, maybe the blue, but ultimately I'm really excited to start using these colours and I'm really happy to have them in the collection.
Monaco TV.